Live from Wētā Workshop in Wellington, New Zealand, it's Late Night Reveals. Featuring new collectibles, artist interviews, and exclusive sneak peeks. Here to reveal it all is your host, Will.
Kia ora. Hi, I'm Will. I'm here, situated in the very heart of Wētā Workshop for what I'm sure will be a very exciting evening. We've got some stunning pieces to show you, each making their grand debut, and some incredible artists to talk about them. Bruce may be known for his lightning, but here in little old New Zealand, we make our own thunder. Fellow Kiwi creator, Rachel Smythe, has been brewing up a storm with her chart-topping webtoon, Olympus, a modern retelling of the varied and peculiar relationships that can occur between almighty and capricious Greek gods. Thus, a clash of creative titans and a new collectible was born. A collaborative fusion prophesized by the great oracles themselves. And helping me shed some light on those otherworldly wonders is our collectibles production team coordinator, Laura, and our technical advisor, Boal. Welcome to the show. Thank you.
Hi.
Very nice. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, it's wonderful to have you both here tonight.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us in.
I only picked the best. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you fit into Wētā Workshop?
I'm Bowell, I'm the technical advisor at Consumer Products, so it's pretty much a cocktail of project supervision and then also some artistic ventures of sculpting.
That is quite a cocktail.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And yourself, Laura?
I work for the product team, and it's basically my job to organize the chaos and make sure that the creative team have everything they need to get their job done.
Yeah. But you're also a super fan of Olympus.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, as a super fan, what was it like to bring this property that you love to life?
Yeah, it's been wild and so much fun. I love everything we produce here, but this one has been particularly good for my soul.
Oh, and so cool. Shall we show everybody?
Yeah, let's
absolutely.
do it.
All right, well, let's take a look. Hades and Persephone. What a pair. This is quite a change from what we usually do. You know, Rachel's signature illustration style is colourful and bright, emotive, bold. Can you tell me about the process that we took to, find her style within our own work?
I guess there was a lot of iteration and learning involved in it. One of the beautiful things about Rachel's work is that it's ever-changing and evolving. And capturing that in 3 dimensions was quite difficult because it is constantly changing, and with a sculpture, it's static.
I think it really challenged the artists to look outside the normal things that we go for. We are known for being screen accurate, very intricate details, and with these pieces, we were offered a freedom for creativity to find the style ourselves. Nobody had said it for us. We had to learn on our own, and as we've said to Rachel when she visited us here, it was both terrifying and completely exhilarating because it shook up all the principles that we'd worked on for the last however many years of collectibles.
Yeah.
How did you take that 2-dimensional aspect and bring it into the 3-dimensional world?
Rachel was actually a great help in that. So Brigitte, one of our most senior artists, kind of went home and studied all the books and then came up with all these renditions of what does Persephone look like and what does Hades look like. And it was just a collaborative experience of showing some to Rachel, talking between ourselves, and just trying to capture all the qualities we think these characters have.
What we discovered along the way is that a lot of the characters, they aren't so much people as we have traditionally sculpted. They are embodiments of the emotions that they're feeling at the time. So even within these sculptures, we have 2 completely different stories to tell. This one is about the desire and love and impulse that they're feeling in that moment. And this one's a little bit more innocent, and it's the first sort of blossom of love.
Yeah, I love that you've captured the longing,
Absolutely. Yeah.
And Rachel's been so supportive of us on this journey. It's been a lot of fun, and just to see them both sitting there together, it made me do a little jump of joy because they've literally popped off the page.
that universal language of longing and love, striving.
It's wholesome.
Thank you so much, both of you, for coming in and sharing this incredible work with us. Thank you so much.
No, it's our pleasure.
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks, man.
Next up, we've got a blast from the past. Cast your minds back to 1988 and call an exorcist, because we're exploring the wild world of Beetlejuice. Horror comedies are in our blood here at Wētā Workshop, and Beetlejuice has been a favourite flick for many of our artists. So it's been an absolute treat for the Mini Epics team to present to you Lydia and Beetlejuice. Times like this, it's best to call the professionals. So, they've been dying to share their new creations with you all. Please help me welcome our mini epic creators, Mauro and Georgelina! You're in the house! Come on, please take a seat! Oh, now look, you're both well known around here.
Are we?
Well known around here for your mini epics. But people might not know that you started in other parts of the building in Wētā Workshop.
yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about how you came to work at Wētā Workshop and your journey to make these incredible mini epics?
Yeah, we started like so many years ago. I lost count. Now we started in 2011, back in the Hobbit movies, and props.
Yeah, we were doing props for the movie, swords, axes.
Yeah.
And Mauro, it was you who came up with the very, very first mini epic, is that right?
Yes, it was an idea to fly into the vinyl style, and sometimes you need to, I call cook the ideas. You need to think about
He got
it.
a really good oven.
Okay, and then it's a process of creation. You need to draw something just to make it if it's possible. Especially when you have a line, they need to have something in common, and because they have the shapes, they are completely different. You have big guys, monsters, heroes. It's very difficult just to make them work together like a collection. You sculpt something, but probably you like it, but how is the people react with that? Yeah.
I mean, everybody's so
Oh, it
passionate
was
about these
amazing.
incredible figures.
Thank you. Mr. Hillary.
I mean, speaking of, we can see so many incredible details already, but shall we take a closer look?
Sure. For Lydia, we do a lot of research when we are doing something. And in this case, for Winona, I think I watched every movie that she was in, just to see the likeness, because of course with years we change, right? And she was really young, she was a girl. And I tried to catch the likeness first and then to give her the shock. She's so scared in that part of the movie, right? She's like...
disgusting at the same time.
like, in 1 second, she's in this red dress going to get
I'm not sure
married.
I would particularly
Laughing.
want to be at the altar with Beetlejuice.
It's horrible. And then we try to put the mini epic, in it, like, the curls in the hair. She has really straight hair, but we need to give it more than that. So we put the curls, and then, like, the painting on the arms looks like the lace that she has. It's like we play with the translucency, even
That's
if
really
it's a
interesting,
vinyl.
Yeah.
And the makeup, she's always so dark in the movie, and she's always talking to the head, and it's like and then you have all the details in the dress. Because remember, we have to stylize something that is realistic, so we need to pick up what we are going to add and what we are going to take, but still keep the character and the soul.
And also, they're so different from each other. I mean, look at this beautiful... Is it slow? Ooh, beautiful, is that the right word? So together, in terms of style, they feel like they're in the same world, but they are so unique.
The main idea always, because in this case they were two characters working together, And we spoke with Jorgelina to say it's like a cake, the top of the cake, in a wedding, very bad wedding.
But man, that would be a really good
the
cake
most
topper.
cursed wedding toppers ever.
Exactly, it's something, and it's like what happened in that moment? She's completely afraid. Whoa, what the heck is happening here? I am marrying him. And he's like always, ta-da, I am here. Yeah. You know, in him, I remember always his face. You know, the face is, the expression, the smile, this fake smile. Maleficent smile. I don't know how you say in English.
No, that's perfect.
You know, it's
That's
like
exactly
a very bad smile. And his eyes, Michael Keaton has a beautiful eyes. And I think probably once the mouth and the eyes was the main thing on the character. And then it's the hair, because he has like a mask.
Yeah, I think he has
green thing on the hair. You know, it's disgusting.
He's very, very, very dead.
Yeah, we'll see. And then you have the details on the clothes. There are even the rings. We add the rings on the fingers. You know, we try to put a lot of stuff.
I love the expression. I think that is all. Like, it's the whole thing, the body language, but the expression in his face is like I am seeing that, and I just go straight into the movie, and he's like, he's mad.
Honestly, this is the energy I like to bring into the day. Jump out of bed. Hello!
Oh, here I am. Yes.
No, thank you both so
you.
much for coming in.
Thank you so much for coming
We
in.
can't wait to get these out into the world.
Thank you.
Hopefully very soon.
But you know what? Sorry, this one is mine. I'm taking it. Bye.
Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, well, this dynamic duo will join the ever-expanding line of mini epics in a double pack. So keep your eyes peeled for that, for this perfect pair. We've had some brilliant guests and product reveals so far, but now I think it's time to turn things up to 11. As some of you may know, Wētā Workshop has been honouring a few rock gods lately, namely the iconic and unforgettable band Kiss. You've seen the show-stopping quarter-scale statue, the Demon Destroyer era, but this ain't no solo show. That's right, we're getting the band back together. So, strap on your platform boots and get ready to rock as we are joined by sculpting superstar Javier and we liked her so much the first time, Georgelina!
Hello. How you doing, buddy?
All right, take a seat.
Oh, I didn't wait, sorry.
Georgelina, some of us may know you from, about 2 minutes ago, but, we might not know you. So, Javier, can you please tell us where you fit? What's your role at Wētā Workshop?
I work here as a sculptor, obviously, and I do, from collectibles, prosthetics, or any kind of sculpting project that comes through the company. And I've been in the company in and out for about 11 years.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, there's so many incredible artists here at Wētā Workshop. We've got all of these incredible creatives under one roof. Do you often get a chance to collaborate?
For us, it's the first time. And plus, I am a 3D artist, and he's a classic artist, so we mix the two mediums.
And that's why this one's so special, I think, right? You've got your incredible real-life approach, tactility, and then we've got a little bit of razzle-dazzle coming. So tell us a little bit about the process on how you split up your different disciplines to make incredible sculptures.
This is a project where the figures have a lot of dynamism and they are, kind of special because it's Kiss, obviously.
Oh yeah, those characters, they just come to life when they're on stage.
Exactly.
Larger than life.
Yeah. At the beginning, I didn't know that I was gonna collaborate with Jorgelina. It just happened later that I finished my part, which is making the figure physical, and then Jorgelina came through and finished.
Yeah, what Javier done is like he catch the pose and the attitude, and then they scan it because of course he likes to have his hand dirty, and I don't. So I am a computer bug. So we scan it, and then I start working on ZBrush. We clean it, we scale it. Normally the scan comes in scale, but we adjust a few things. And because normally we like to give the twist of the superhero, we do a few changes here and there. And then the whole detailing and likeness and costume, that is where my shop come in.
Yeah, I mean, this is very special. We don't usually reveal a figure before it's been painted and ready to be put out into the world. But this, we get a sneak peek of this incredible new Kiss figure.
I can't wait.
So we can announce that this is the upcoming Star Child.
Star Child from Kiss.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, shall we take a look?
Yes, please.
All right. I mean, we've all seen the demon. But this is really special. It's quite different from the other pieces that we usually do. Our traditional sculpts. Could you walk us through your approach you took to get to this incredible stage?
In this case, he's shooting stars because, of course, he's the Star Child.
Because he's the Star Child.
And yes, and the pose and the dynamic that Javier gave it.
Yeah, for me, this is
so dynamic.
Exactly. It's so dynamic. It's how I imagine these incredible musicians on the stage as they're in their full power. I mean, Javier, how did you capture that persona?
It wasn't easy because the pose had to be, resembling Paul and Stanley in action on stage. And he moves a lot and he has a very particular way of performing his character. Finally, we went for this kind of pose where he's like pointing at them like he used to do, like doing like this.
He used to do that in stage,
This is
right?
iconic. Iconic.
It's iconic.
Very cocky,
Yes,
yeah.
For me, he's just totally captured in that moment of pure
wonderful.
power.
And the heels were challenging, and that is one Easter egg, like after so much research, because this is from the Destroyer album. By that time, he changed boots many times, but these boots were for the album before, and they were black with the stars that were silver, but for the Destroyer, what he done was paint the whole boot black, but they are still the same boots. So you can see the stars underneath. So you will see, and he add this kind of diamond teeth on it. The gems on the suit were really tricky. So we tried so many things, and this was the end result. And I placed one by one, just to follow. Yeah, it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. One by one, just to follow the real pattern in the costume.
These Kiss figures are just
and
breathtaking.
a lot hiding things because it's a grey model.
That's right. We've got some pretty exciting things coming when we take it into the next step.
Yes.
Can you share a little secrets on what's to come?
Yeah, I can. I can.
Maybe just a few.
I can share a really big one.
Oh yes.
I don't know. Should I?
Shall we?
Yeah, go on. Paul Stanley has a tattoo in his arm. There is a rose. So this base will have a rose inside. And it's going to be like the demon. It's going to be translucent with lights in it, and you will see his tattoo rose in a 3D form coming out of the base. And then it's more, but I will not tell you because,
Well, yeah, we don't want to tell everything.
I don't want to spoil it.
Thank you both so much for bringing in this incredible sneak peek of the Star Child.
Thank you.
Now, you're going to have to sign up for our newsletter because there is more to come. Thank you both so much for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
mate.
much.
Thank you.
And now for the moment of the night that many of you have been waiting for. I know our Lord of the Rings collectors have been anxiously waiting to see what's behind the curtain. So here to reveal more is our creative director of collectibles, Jules, and our collectibles team leader, Leonard. Thank you so much for coming in. Take a seat, please.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Wow, this is a really, really exciting day.
Yeah.
Really exciting day.
Yep.
Now, just to make sure that we all know who we are, can you please just tell us who you are and how you fit into Wētā Workshop?
My name's Leonard, and I'm the team leader of the collectibles department, which is the manufacturing side. So we take the creations and make them.
Excellent, excellent.
And my name's Jules. I'm the creative director of consumer products. So I work with a team that primarily concept design and sculpture, and we feed Leonard's team.
Well, this is an incredibly exciting one because this isn't just any new product. This is an entire line, as we've never seen before.
I'm super excited. This one's been a very, very long time in the works.
To introduce, for the very first time, a brand new range, the Miniature Skulls Collection. Isn't that fantastic? So before we get into it, how did we get to the idea? How did you come here?
Yeah, I can remember way back in the olden days, and this was something that Dan Falconer and Jamie Biswarwick often talked about.
Jamie Biswarwick is a very dear friend of mine, and he sculpted an orc skull in his spare time, and I freaked out, like, what the hell is this? This is amazing. And Jamie said, oh, well, we've been talking about this for 20 years. I'm like, what? And so went to see Leonard, and then Leonard said, oh, Daniel Falconer's been talking about this. Daniel showed me like 30 or 40 concepts of all these skulls of Middle-earth. And so Leonard, Jamie, myself, and Dan approached Richard, and Richard gave us his blessings to finally manifest the skulls of Middle-earth.
Yeah, this is 2 decades in the making, this collection.
Literally.
Yes. Far out.
Some of the sculpts on Jamie's desk are actually, 18 years old. The clay is, a bit cracked and worse for wear, but the idea or the ideation of this has been in the workshop more or less since the making of the trilogy.
Shall we show everybody?
Please.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait. Ta-da!
The miniature skull collection. And now we've got a combination of different anatomies, we've got different characters. Can you talk about who we're looking at right now?
These are the first 5. There are more that we're not showing yet. But the first 5, the cave troll, just had to be done. It's a fan favourite.
A personal favourite.
Oh, awesome. We'll put you down for one, Will. The foul beast, of course, because there's just a huge amount of love for creatures and dragons, anything like that here at the workshop. The Uruk-hai Lurtz specifically, again, just a huge amount of love for Lurtz. Gollum, because Gollum,
Because Gollum.
And a Moria Orc to continue our love of creatures. And very much led, like we said, by Jamie Biswarwick and Daniel Falconer.
They know those properties back to front.
Yeah.
We really don't have to do anything. Dan did all these concepts, but he knew that once he hands them over to Jamie, they are going to become actual, realized little skulls. And it's with Jamie. It's not long before you see him walking around, and he's got the skull and the jaw, and he's making sure the teeth are like fitting, and he's like, it just needs a little bit, So it's just so natural for him.
And I can see from these that there's also been a process of making sure that they look like they've come out of the ground, they've been aged. Can you tell us about how you came to this final expression?
Jamie Biswarwick really was the art director on this. So where would that creature have died, and what sort of dirt would it be buried in might affect what colour the bones are now. Wow. So we're trying to give fans and collectors a museum specimen that was found somewhere in Middle-earth.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's just oozing with story and care. They're absolutely incredible. And, we're not total strangers to skulls at Wētā Workshop, eh?
Definitely not.
I remember hearing stories back in Return of the King days when we were literally swimming in skulls.
Drowning in skulls.
It was fantastic.
There were thousands of all different skull sizes.
Do you mind if I try something?
Please.
I think I might be able to summon somebody.
Do it, Will. The King of the Dead. This one obviously started with the trilogy. Gary Hunt sculpted our first 6-scale polystone King of the Dead. Then, many years later, Gary got to sculpt it again in miniature form. But then, as material technology improves and our understanding of how to use them, there's sometimes a chance to revisit a character because we believe we can bring more to the interpretation. So this is our first time fully utilising completely transparent resins. There's a skull behind the skin in his face, which has come about because of improvements in 3D printing technology.
With that translucency, that ethereal, eerie, scary nature. So Lena, tell me about some of the specificities I can see here.
So the principal sculptor on this was Fabio, and he did an amazing job looking at mountains of reference to get the armor absolutely perfect. There's so many tiny little details in this armor, and it is so I guess you can't call it moth-eaten, but rusted, and it's just aged to perfection. The same as with his helm. We had to get that as perfect as we can get it because, we have such beautiful access to the detail. But as you'll see, the way we've got him floating and interacting with the skulls, we just wanted to capture that moment where he is just, he's just so intimidating.
And conceptually, like we'll make a decision right at the beginning. Are we portraying a specific moment or scene from the trilogy, or is it a portrait to the character? In this case, it's a portrait of the King of the Dead and a love letter to all that he is.
Absolutely exquisite piece.
Yeah, we're very, very happy.
Yep, this is a tap yourself on the back moment. Thank you so much for this incredible work and sharing your insights.
Most welcome, Will.
So grateful to have your time.
Now, I'm sorry, I've got to run. I've got to head off to Mount Sunday. So you have a lovely time. It was great to see you. So, thank you so much for your time. And
bye,
just
Leonard.
head on. See you, Jules. All right, bye-bye.
We'll be right back. All right, now tapping in as part of this tag team, we have our resident Middle-earth superfan, Dan!
Hi, Will. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming in. Wow, look, Dan, it's so wonderful to have you. Can you please tell us a little bit about your journey through Middle-earth?
It started when I was 6 years old and I watched The Fellowship of the Ring for the first time in movie theatres. And from then, I've had this whole devotion to Middle-earth. I wrote papers on Tolkien at university. I moved to New Zealand to live out my Middle-earth dream. Worked at Hobbiton, met my partner there, have been to every location in the country. And now I'm here at Wētā Workshop, and I genuinely believe I have the best job I could wish for.
Sounds like you're...
It's pretty good.
Holy cow, and I thought I was a fan. Jeez.
I should add, as of today, I think I have 84 of our collectibles.
84 collectibles?
It's a crippling addiction.
That's why you have to work.
Yes. I'm trapped here for good.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
It's been a solid effort.
Well, look, we've today, you weren't here, but we've been looking through all the darker side of Middle-earth. So I think probably it's time to change the energy in the room. Maybe it's time to look at something a bit more hopeful, a bit more uplifting, a bit more mysteriously magical. Let's take a look.
Radagast the Brown and Ros Goebel.
Unreal.
This is unreal. Radagast, he's such a unique and beloved character, right? We all love him from the movie. So can you tell us how you brought some of that inspiration into this character?
Like all things, there's a huge amount of love for the Astari here at Wētā Workshop. Like wizards, man. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So we wanted to show a celebration of Radagast this time round, and we wanted to show him in his home because it's beautiful and it's cluttered and it's a perfect representation of the magic that is Radagast the Brown. And Dan Holland was the principal sculptor on this one. I really think he's knocked it out of the park. I think it's a fantastic representation of Radagast and his personality. Daniel Faulkner was adamant that he shouldn't be afraid or look diminished in any way. So we wanted a hopeful, jubilant is too far, but like we wanted a positivity to this portrayal of Radagast. Curious, I think he's that's one of his defining features, is his curiosity of the natural world. So we wanted him looking relaxed and peering out.
I mean, this piece is filled with small details, big details, Easter eggs. What are some of the details that you just made sure that were in here to really nail his home?
For me, around here, there's a little pawa shell, which is just such an intrinsic piece of Kiwiana. So, like, I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm a fan of all the bottles. I think translucent resins bring another layer to any piece. And so this one we've captured, some glass and some ceramic qualities in the piece, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
This other side of the statue, I'm only, I'm right up close to it. And you look at it thinking that's real wood. You've got real stone. Even the Ros Goebel rabbit, you think that would be the real pelt to it.
Sean Bolton was the principal sculptor on all of this, like heavily supported by Leonard and his team, but no, everyone really has brought their A game.
I love the mushrooms. There's no shortcut to mushrooms. They're right there beside him. But this is a really, really stellar piece. Number 85, I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of, is this a package deal? Can you buy Radagast by himself?
You'll be able to buy him like this in his house, or you'll be able to buy him as one of our classic series of just the Wizard on a much simpler base.
Oh gosh, it's just so beautiful. It's so full of story and full of care. This is absolutely fantastic work.
That's what we hope. Thank you. We take it very seriously, and so I hope they are received, as they are intended.
Thank you both so much for coming and bringing this in.
Of course, thank you.
And that's us for Middle Earth tonight. What an absolute journey we've been on tonight, folks. Lore Olympus, Beetlejuice, Kiss, Middle Earth. We are exploring all sorts of frontiers in the world of collectibles and continuing to delve deeper into those much-loved favourites. Thank you all once again for joining us for Late Night Reveals. Be sure to pay attention to your socials in the upcoming weeks for more info and sign up to our emailing list to get news first. Mā te wā.